Hello and welcome back to our channel. I'm Pratika Kamath, and today with us we have the honor of having Chaya Mughal. And for those of us who do not know her already, I would like to quickly give a brief introduction. She is UAE Women's National Team Captain, and she's also the Women's Development Officer in UAE. So those are already very heavy things to do. Chaya, would you like to tell us a little bit more about what it's like?
Something that you're passionate about and something that you've always dreamed of doing, and then you're getting an opportunity to do it. Well, I think it's not difficult at all. I love doing things related to cricket, and this is something I am keenly fond of. And working as a women's development officer has given me immense pleasure, just to get along with the youngsters who are still studying, who are the school going kids in UAE, below 20 years of age, those who are aspiring to become a cricketer, especially in terms of playing women's cricket or female cricket, if I talk about, which is the fastest growing cricketing world in this world. So I feel, it's my honor, it's my privilege to be associated as a women's development officer, and this is something that I'm cherishing and loving to do now.
That is amazing. And in terms of the domestic scene in the UAE for women's cricket, like you already talked about how you can possibly inspire younger people and talk about that, but how can a youngster actually start? Like what will her journey be like starting as a, athlete in UAE?
Okay, perfect. Well, there are many females, those who don't know how to approach, and to start a cricketing career in terms of women's, talking especially about UAE, because a pathway kind of a structure was not there as I since I joined it. But then, when for example, when I joined in UAE as a cricketer, I came in 2009, but it took me like almost 6 years to debut for my country. It took me 6 years because there was no pathway, and I was really struggling to find a way, just to introduce myself to women's cricket, because I was back then playing in India also, and I've played at nationals, North Zone and university and school nationals. I've played in India, but then, coming to UAE and then starting a career with UAE cricket was something very difficult for me, because there was nobody, who could suggest me how to just approach to the UAE cricketers. And then fortunately I had a friend, who introduced me to then coach, and then they told me to come in and join. But then there are many cricketers out there now also, those who don't know how to approach the UAE female cricketers. So that's why we have created a pathway for them now. And especially, when we are talking about the development of female cricket in UAE. So we've been approached to various schools, and we are going to various schools, and any female aspirant who is ready to play cricket, who wants to, try out some hands in playing cricket in UAE. So we have created a structure for them, wherein weekly twice they are getting the free training sessions from Emirates Cricket Board. But one is happening in Dubai and another one in Sharjah, and those sessions are absolutely free of cost. And there are great coaches that are assisting them in playing cricket, and I also invigilate those sessions, and I also supervise them. So I feel any female cricket, any female, who wants to play the cricket, well, there have been on our website also the email ID, or there have been the QR codes wherein they can just scan it, and the details will come to us, and we'll be notified about that, and then we will be in terms of communicating them and telling them where to come for the practice. So that's how it goes.
Wow. That is an incredible initiative to give out training and that to high level training with people like you
Yeah.
for free, especially twice a week. That's an incredible amount of time to put into
Yes.
the next generation of athletes. That's incredible. So, what we'll do is we'll also put the website that you just mentioned in the caption below so that people can find it and access the resources they're looking at
Oh, that
and
would be
bring
great.
a whole
Yes.
new generation of female athletes who can like follow your footsteps that you created. In terms of as an athlete and competing in international women's cricket, is it competitive in terms of what you see as opposed to domestic UAE? And if yes, like what is that scene like? Tell us a little bit about that as well.
Well, if I talk about the cricket now in UAE, it has grown up from, not just in steps, but it's growing in leaps and bounds. The growth is seem to be really vertical, and it's accelerating like anything. Well, the credit goes to Emirates Cricket Board for giving us more and more opportunities to play matches against boys or against some bilateral series or quadrangular series, wherein we are getting more opportunity to showcase our talent in front of others, and people have started recognizing us that UAE team has talent, and actually we have really talented bunch of cricketers who are always willing to show what they've got. So I think cricket is growing rapidly in this country, and for sure, also if I talk about the franchisee cricketing leagues which are happening in various parts of the world, it's giving also an opportunity for our young cricketers, for other senior players as well, just to use the talent, and like rubbing the shoulders with some senior players or out some elite players which are there, and just giving them a tough competition on ground. It's something that it has encouraged more and more girls to come up and take this sports.
That is incredible. In terms of like games that you have played, what is the one memorable game that you've played, or are there any highlights you would like to share?
Well, there are many, in fact, which are really close to my heart. One such is, uh, having a record of playing, winning streak of having 20 matches won in a single streak, like without losing any game. So UAE is next to Australia in terms of winning consecutive matches, which is 20, and Australia was, I think, 21 at that point of time, and we were 20. So just next to Australia is something incredible that we have achieved over a period of time. That is very close to me. And then, other than that, playing in the fabric, and then sharing the dressing room with Sophie Cliston and Sophia Dunkley, Bisma Maroof, and getting an opportunity to talk to some of my favorite cricketers was incredible. So I can't describe how it has given me an experience, and the lessons that I've learned in that period of time is something I value the most. Other than that, playing the Asia Cup, against India, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, it's something that was my dream, and that dream came true last year when we played Asia Cup in Bangladesh. So all these things are very close to my heart, and I cherish them a lot.
That is incredible. When you meet other cricketers in the backstage, I'm curious to know, is it like fangirling where you're like, oh my God, I'm around such incredible athletes? Or is it something like, oh, we're a part of a sisterhood and it's incredible, it's very supportive, or is it both? What does that feel like to be
Well, I
surrounded by
think,
that?
yeah. Well, I think initially when you've not met them till the time, you're always in awe of them. But the moment you get an opportunity to get along with them and have a conversation with them, and those people are really really good, and they are so grounded and they're so humble. For example, if I remember my conversation with Sophie Devine or Susie Bates, they are wonderful in terms of their approach. They are so approachable and they are so positive. I spoke to them for around 40 to 50 minutes, asking them plenty of questions, and they were happily answering me, all of them. So I think till the time you have not met them, there is some sort of uh, that thing is there, that barrier is there. But once you start communicating to them, they're very open to it, and they make you feel so comfortable. The same thing with this Mama Roof also. They're very very friendly, and they don't make you feel that they are different than you. They approach you as a player, and then that goes up to the players level, and then you try to approach them on a very professional way. So I think that's something all cricketers have developed over a period of time, and same has happened with me also.
I'm so glad to know that. I think it makes watching the game feel better when we know that there's so much camaraderie behind the scenes as well. And like you're probably having a lot of fun doing it while you're still,
True.
and I like maybe there's a little bit of rivalry. Is there a little bit of rivalry as well when you guys are on the ground? Like,
Well, it happens,
sometimes
it's, yeah, I can understand. When you adore somebody, when you love somebody, and you want to show them that you're a best cricketer also, and then when you're playing against them, so definitely you want to prove yourself, you want to do better. And then in terms of doing that, you want to take the wickets of your favorite person on field, and that prompts you to do something extra that you have never done before. I think it's kind of a friendly rivalry, I would say, a sort of friendly competition that helps you to do better. So yes, definitely it is
So
there,
glad.
and it should be there. In fact, I think everybody should
Of course.
have that thing in themselves to do better in front of the people you admire the most.
That is incredible. So, like, speaking of that now, like, who are your favorite cricketers? Male, female, anything, both? We'd love to know, like, who inspires you?
Well, I think growing up, I feel when my dad used to watch TV, every time he used to scream Kapil Dev, oh wow, what a shot, there's that, and then World Cup memories are always there. So I think Kapil Dev was one of the first person who inspired me to play cricket. And I was like, why everybody's talking about this fellow? There should be something different about him. And then everybody screams of him. And then I was like, wow, there's one person whom everybody is following like crazy. So this game is something, I want to do this. So that's how I started learning cricket. Other than that, Jonty Rhodes is one of my favorite amongst the men's cricketer. I love the way he feels on the ground. And then there are many players who have won player of the matches because of their bowling and because of their batting. But then other than Jonty Rhodes, who could get the player of the match because of doing amazing fielding on ground is something incredible. So that has inspired me to give my best on ground in terms of fielding. So yes, and if I talk about female cricketers, of course Sophie Devine, with the power that she comes and plays on, how she thumbs the ball out of the ground, out of the stadium, is something that I enjoy most. And apart from Sophie Devine, Hayley Mathews is the one I really adore. The way she plays, technically sound, with the power from the core, how she generates, it's amazing. It's beyond describe.
That is incredible. That's such a list of superstars. Thank you for sharing. In terms of like what's coming up, like what you're watching as a viewer as well, what is your prediction for the upcoming World Cup? You think India will win?
Well, you can't really say anything as of now because there are teams that are coming up so strongly. You can't take anyone on a weaker side. Especially from the teams that are coming from the associate nations, or the teams like Bangladesh and Scotland and Ireland. They're doing so well. If we talk about their strength as a cricketer, it has really raised up, and it has escalated on a bigger scale now. And uh, it would be really unfair to say anyone who could win the tournament now, because you can't really predict it. It's on that given day which team is going to play better cricket is going to win.
Very diplomatic. Love that. All right. I think another thing I want to like personally know is every sports movie I've ever seen has this inspirational, like one-liner that the captain says, like "Ye 70 minute" sort of a moment. Do you have something like that you use to inspire your teammates? Like,
Well,
like
definitely yes. Yeah. For me, I think I always tell them, you could be the hero for today, and a hero is someone who could play 1 minute longer. When you try to give up, you just stay there for 1 minute more. That is a hero who could stay 1 minute longer than anybody else. So I always tell them, you could be the hero, you could be the match winner today for us, you could be that champion. You never know, when we start the day, when we get up for the match day, and the day how everybody's coming in, how we are interacting. I keep motivating them, I keep telling them, hey, this could be your day today, you just have to hang on there for 1 minute longer. When you are about to give up, just stay there for one more minute, and that 60 minutes, or that 60 seconds, for that 1 minute is something that will give you an extra push, that will work as a catalyst in terms of winning that game for your team. So yeah, that 1 minute is very,
that's
very important.
incredible. I think if this becomes a movie, the scriptwriter doesn't have to do a lot now. You've done half the that is incredible. And Barbie movie is coming up, so I am assuming there's going to be a lot of interest around, like female professionals in general. So, is there something that you would like to tell young aspiring female athletes, if there's one, one line of motivation that you could pass on to them, the next generation?
Uh, well, I just want to tell all young female out there, just dreams do come true. If you're dreaming or aiming of something, never ever feel that that's not possible. Obviously, there will be many difficulties coming on your path. There will be obstacles which will be there, but I believe strongly, that every problem has a solution. If you have a problem, there is a solution for that. You just try to find out that solution, keep your problems aside, and focus on the goal that is coming on your way. So, all young girls or young females or anyone who is out there listening to me today, I would just tell them one thing: dream big, and dreams do come true. Come whatever in your path, just leave them aside, focus on your goal, give your best, and the best will come back to you.
Incredible. And I think one last question. This wasn't in the list, and I don't know if you'll include it, but I want to ask you anyway. So, for people who say that women's cricket is not as good as men's cricket, or women's cricket is not cricket, do you have something to tell them? Because I want an answer also to talk
Well,
about it.
I feel gone are the days when people used to say that cricket is a gentleman's game. Well, I would
Yeah,
say that it's no more the gentleman games, but there are women who are equally showcasing their talent, and they are proving it to the world that they are not lesser than any men cricketer or anything like that. And I would give a special mention to the franchisee cricket tournament that are happening in the world. For example, like a Fairbrake or the 100 or WBPL or WIPL, which are giving a lot of opportunities to female cricketers to come out there. And you could see the difference, scoring like more than men, what men's are scoring in 100, girls are equally scoring, in fact, more. On an average, if you see, girls tournaments or girls matches are scoring more and compared to the men's tournament. So I don't think we are lesser than anybody else, but then at the same time, people who think that way are changing their perspective, are changing their approach towards female cricket. And more and more people are coming out to watch the games now. For example, if you're taking the 100, which is happening in London right now, you could see a lot of crowd gathering there supporting the females as well as men cricket. So it's sort of equalizing. The balance has been the graph, which was
yeah,
there was a lot of gap between them. It has come to where you could balance it now. So I would say that cricket has come a long way for female or women cricketers. Even in India, there are a lot of tournaments happening for women's also now. Same is happening in UAE also. So we are giving a lot of opportunities to men and women also to come out and play your best cricket and show the world what you've got. So I would say that many people have come up and shown their response towards growing women cricket, and this has caused a great deal of what do you say, a progression of women's cricket in all parts of the country.
that is an incredible answer. I think I was like mentally noting down everything, so the next time somebody tells me that, I'm going to be like, "Wait, Chaya told me this." And give you
Of
an
course.
answer. All
Good.
right. Thank you so much, Chaya, for being the incredible person you are. And thank you so much for taking the time out today and spending it with us and telling us this side of your story as well. And with people like you leading the way, I have so much optimism for the future of cricket and women athletes at the same time. So thank you so much.
Well, I would also like to say that this is mutual. The respect is mutual. And thank you so much for having me today in your studios. And I'm grateful for having this opportunity wherein very few females, they get this opportunity to share their experiences, stories with other female cricketers. So I'm getting this privilege from your side. So thank you very much. And you guys are doing an amazing job. So just keep it up.
Thank you.